I want to fight against Islam, which I would love to do it, no problem. Like, this is competition, you know. I'm not gonna lose my life inside that octagon, so I'm ready. I will beat him and get the third title. That will be the best scenario for me.
Ilia versus Islam now needs to happen. But if Islam beats JDM, Islam versus Ilia at 170 is fucking insane. Ilia is probably considered one of the greatest of all time.
I think Islam can fight him, but I think Islam will be one of the greatest challenges he would have because they're both just next level.
I think he deserves.
I think if he move up and he beat somebody like Dustin Poirier or Charles Oliveira, he's next.
If Islam becomes the welterweight world champion, for sure I'm gonna push for that shot also, and I will move to the welterweight division.
The collision course between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev continues to dominate the MMA landscape. After capturing gold, Topuria has wasted no time in calling out the pound-for-pound king, setting his sights on a legacy-defining superfight. He's made it clear he wants the fight, and he's even laid out his preferred terms for making it happen. This ambition extends to the welterweight division. Topuria is contemplating a move up to 170 pounds, particularly if Islam Makhachev successfully captures the title in that weight class. He has explicitly stated that he would actively pursue that matchup, demonstrating his serious intent to become a multi-division champion and his confidence in achieving his ambitious goals.
If Islam becomes the welterweight world champion, for sure I'm gonna push for that shot also, and I will move to the welterweight division.
Topuria's confidence in his ability to compete at welterweight is unwavering. He believes he can defeat Makhachev in that division and make history by becoming a three-weight world champion. He backs this belief with experience, explaining that he has trained with welterweight fighters and felt strong and competitive in those sessions. In his mind, he has the power to dominate and finish anyone at 170 pounds, making a third title a very real possibility.
I saw a press conference you did today where you said, I'm not done with Islam Makhachev. If he wins the welterweight title and he's going to stay up there, I want to go after him. Bro, you've accomplished everything you said you would do. Why do you believe that you can be a three-weight world champion? That's, 25 pounds in total to cross over. Like,
why not? I don't know. I used to train with people who fight in the welterweight division, and I felt very good. We have very competitive rounds, and I feel that I can dominate and knock out anyone in this world.
On the other side of the equation, Islam Makhachev has not entirely ruled out a return to the lightweight division. While he has moved up, he has indicated that his future is not set in stone. He suggested that if a compelling and exciting opportunity arises at 155 pounds, he would be open to considering it.
Was there a weight cut to lightweight that stands out as the most challenging one?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we will see.
Yeah.
If something interesting coming to me, we'll see.
Reacting to Makhachev's potential return to lightweight, Topuria made his own preference clear. He would rather face Islam at 170 pounds. He explained that a fight at welterweight would be the ideal scenario for him, as it would allow him to beat Makhachev and simultaneously win a third world title.
Islam Makhachev did an interview and said he's not ruling out coming back down to 155. Would you rather fight him at 170 to get that third title, or would you be willing to fight him at 55 because that's the division that people say he might be the best at?
It would be much better for me to fight him in 170, and I will beat him and get the third title.
Meanwhile, Islam Makhachev has his own dreams of multi-division glory. He spoke about the universal goal among champions to hold two belts. While many fighters win a single title, only a select few achieve the status of a double champion. Makhachev explained his desire to join that elite group and cement his own legacy by conquering a second weight class.
Can you just clarify, did they make you give up the lightweight title?
The General Shahuna and everybody?
Yeah,
of course, this is the dream, man. This is the dream for the all champions. And we know many champions, but not is there from them double. Yeah. That's why everybody want to be double champ. Everybody want to be UFC champ, but we don't have many people who have two belts. That's why I want to be one of them.
Topuria has also addressed the narrative surrounding Makhachev's move up in weight. When asked if he thought Islam moved to welterweight to avoid him, Topuria dismissed the idea. He stated his belief that Makhachev is simply pursuing his own goals. Topuria also acknowledged the possibility of their paths crossing in the future, suggesting a fight could materialize if they both hold titles in their respective divisions.
This was meant to be Islam, that was the big talk, but he moved up to welterweight. Do you believe he moved up to welterweight to avoid you, or because he has his own goals?
Because he has his own goals. This is what I think.
Do you still think that's a fight that should happen? You guys are both forging legacies in different weight divisions. Do you think that's a massive fight that should happen?
We'll see how he does in the welterweight division. If he wins the title, I win the title in the lightweight division. Maybe I move up or he comes down to the lightweight division and we have the fight that everyone wants to see.
Topuria has also shed light on his motivations for seeking a fight with Makhachev. He recognizes that Islam is an exceptional fighter, describing him as a beast. However, Topuria thrives on genuine competition. He explained that he has no interest in taking easy fights against opponents he knows he can dominate. Instead, he is drawn to matchups that fans perceive as highly competitive and challenging, as this creates the kind of high-level expectation he enjoys.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah.
But I like the competition. And I don't like to be a bully and fight with people that I know 100% that I'm gonna whoop his ass, you know? I like to fight with people that the fans think that it's gonna be very competitive. That kind of expectations I like to create. So with Islam, I'm gonna have that. Doing again the rematch with people that I already fought.
This highly anticipated fight seems more likely than ever, especially considering past statements from Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib had previously outlined a path for Topuria, suggesting a fight with Islam could happen if Ilia first defeated a top lightweight contender like Charles Oliveira. Now that Topuria is the champion, a showdown with Makhachev appears to be the logical next step. Khabib had been firm that contenders from lower weight classes needed to earn their shot, a condition Topuria has now met.
I think he deserves.
I think if he move up and he beat somebody like Dustin Poirier or Charles Oliveira, he's next. Why not? Because there is nobody.
So you don't think right now Ilia deserves a shot at 155 pounds?
Without fighting in 155? Without? No, I don't agree. Because Islam already give chance, and people talk bad about like, oh, he fight 2 times with Volkanovski, but the UFC pushed this fight, and this fight was good in first fight. But why Islam have to give 3 times chance for 145 champion? Why? It's not fair for 155 pounds. But if he move up and he beat somebody like Charles Oliveira, of course. You know what I think?
Yeah.
I think he can beat him.
Yeah. I like Charles, but I think so too.
No, I think Ilia can beat him.
Prior to his title win, Topuria was vocal about his frustration with Makhachev's move to welterweight, labeling him a hypocrite. He pointed out that Makhachev had previously spoken about giving opportunities to smaller fighters, yet was now moving up instead of facing him. Topuria called it a glaring example of double standards.
It seems like they don't want to do that too much anymore, right? Like Ilia had to give up his belt, you gave up your belt.
Yeah. Because, you know, I want to hold my belt from the lightweight, but it's not possible because I fight in January and we wait. If I fight with Mandalena, when it's gonna be October, November, and fight again February, Ramadan is beginning. Holding more than 1 year's lightweight belt, it's not what I want to do, you know.
Yeah, and not fair to the division.
Yeah. And it's not respect for all these guys, you know.
Topuria didn't stop there, taking a direct shot at Makhachev's star power. He controversially argued that a fight with Paddy Pimblett would generate more excitement than a fight with Islam. He also criticized Makhachev's charisma, suggesting he lacks the personality to be a major star. The fight community, however, sees things differently. Sean O'Malley believes the Topuria vs. Makhachev fight is the most logical matchup to make. He argued that no one else currently poses a significant threat to Ilia, and that if Makhachev wins his next bout, a clash at 170 pounds would be a massive event. O'Malley praised Topuria's recent performances, calling him an unbelievable superstar and one of the greatest of all time.
Ilia needs to fight Islam, but it does. If Islam loses, that's not the same. Ilia versus Islam now needs to happen. But if Islam beats JDM, Islam versus Ilia at 170 is insane. Ilia is probably considered one of the greatest of all time. Knocking out Volk, knocking out Holloway, then knocking out Charles is insane. Ilia is a superstar.
Michael Bisping echoed this sentiment, describing Topuria as a force of nature. He sees a battle between Topuria and Makhachev for the pound-for-pound #1 spot as inevitable. Bisping highlighted the magnitude of the potential fight, mentioning that Joe Rogan would travel to Spain to commentate if it were held at the Bernabeu Stadium, calling it a fight worth traveling the world to witness.
Ilia Topuria, the man's a force of nature. He's absolutely unbelievable. He'll probably be the pound-for-pound #1, or maybe, him or Islam, it's got to be something like that. And that fight's going to happen down the line. Joe Rogan was talking about it. He said if they do that in Spain at the Bernabeu Stadium, Joe Rogan will be going out to Spain to commentate. I was like, you bastard, I might get that one, but no, it will be Joe Rogan, and that would be a fight to travel.
Daniel Cormier also weighed in, calling Topuria a real-life star with a long reign ahead of him. He believes that as long as Ilia remains focused, he will be a dominant force at lightweight for a long time. Cormier identified Makhachev as one of Topuria's toughest potential challenges, noting that both fighters are on another level, but that Ilia is currently distinguishing himself from the rest of the field.
Ilia Topuria is a real-life star, man. He really is. And I think that we're going to be watching this kid for a real long time. As long as he stays the course, he seems to be doing all the right things. As long as he stays the course, I believe he's going to be very viable and in the championship picture as the champion at 155 for a long time. I think Islam can fight him, but I think Islam will be one of the greatest challenges he would have because they're both just next level. But right now, man, he seems to be separating himself from everybody.
The lines have been drawn, the challenges have been issued, and the stakes could not be higher. Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev is more than just a fight. It's a battle for pound supremacy, a clash for multi-division immortality, and a narrative rich with ambition and rivalry. Whether it happens at lightweight or welterweight, one thing is certain. When these two forces finally collide, the MMA world will stand still. Who do you think has the upper hand in this battle of champions? Let us know your prediction in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for all the latest updates on this developing mega fight.